Greetings. The title of this video will be Understanding Leadership. I do hope this video would help you. I'll be doing a lot more videos on leadership, but this one will be just a rough, simplistic view of leadership. If you have desire to be in a leadership position, whether that be in place of management or over others, you yourself must be able to, well, make this. You must be able to be stable in your own how you do things yourself. You may ask what I mean by that. I mean that if you're a complete wreck, you can't expect to be able to lead others. I mean that if you're not emotionally stable, if you're not financially stable, if you're not, if you don't have a clear vision, if you don't have a clear creativity going, and if you don't prioritize yourself, you'll be unable then to lead others. Are you at handle pressure? These things are very important in leadership. And how you deal with setbacks as well is very important. If you're a man and you want the desire to lead a woman or a partner in your life, they must be willing to trust you to lead, which is very important. Because leadership, many people have a distorted view of leadership because it depends on their heart's attitude towards leadership. Leadership requires sacrifice, it requires a huge responsibility and a heavy toll. Many people have a distorted view of leadership by watching cartoons and movies and things, and they tend to have like this power kind of dynamic where it's all about control and power and dictate onto others, but that's not leadership. That it's actually what I call anything but leadership, because the whole point of leadership is to lead others. So that's more like being a dictating things. Leadership comes with the other person willing to accept your leadership, and that can come with trust and them seeing that you're consistent and someone that is reliable. There's the benefits of allowing someone to lead you because it involves less stress. Because that person takes on it, but then it's very important as well. I would think in an ideal dynamic of relationship is you have always one person leading and one person following, but if necessary, that person leading would teach the person that's following about leadership and things. So in case anything happens, that person again can take on the role in case, say, God forbid, something happens to the person in a leadership position where they're not able to get sick, to get seriously ill, and they'll need that person to take charge, and then the reverse become a bit reversed from a moment of time until that person gains back their strength again. So that's very important because leadership takes its toll. The person might need to take a break, and then the roles might be reversed for a time. To me, that's more ideal of dynamic. Rarely that happens, but the whole point of being a leader is to teach the person that you're with. Say if you're in a relationship, to teach a person how to lead, to teach a person to be independent, so that they're not fully reliant on you. That if anything happens, they'll have the strength, intelligence to know how to deal with situations, because you'll be teaching them that. That creates more of a healthy dynamic. And also responsibility, but it comes with that person wanting to be a leader, wanting that role. There's many different dynamics in relationships, but the most dysfunctional one is when the set roles aren't communicated with each other, which leads to heavy dysfunction, especially then if it involves children. It's much easier to have one person take on responsibility and accountability of leading the leadership role in a relationship. And same with a business or anything, because if you have like a business and there isn't any clear hierarchy of leadership, it creates confusion, it creates disorder, it creates chaos, because there isn't direct line of communication. Everyone doesn't know the roles. Working in real terms help me kind of understand the importance of even the smallest little things. For instance, if you have someone who's really good at facing off things, and if that person isn't there, you can see the huge difference then of like what one person will make in a day, because if one person's not there, then that person's not there to lift the pallets, and that changes things completely. If you have 1, 2, 3 people call sick, that puts more pressure then on that's left there. And same goes in anything, even in life. You have choices and free will of how you use your time, and the most intelligent you can do, I would say, as a man, you must realize that if you want desire to lead in a relationship, you must be worthy to lead. Many men aren't worthy, and they think they're worthy, and it's, you have to have the strength of will inside yourself, because if your heart attitude of why you want to be a leader is very important. If you want to be a leader for sake of being a leader, then that's not a reason to be a leader. You should desire to be a leader because, one, it glorifies your creator, it glorifies God, and two, it's to serve others, to teach them to be leaders themselves, or if not, to give them calm and peace and contentment in your leadership. So it's to make their lives easier. That's the whole point of being a leader. If your leadership, if any way, hampers their growth, then you're not being an effective leader. Because again, it has to go back to a heart attitude, and I might do a video about that, explain that more in detail. So we live in a world where there's very few leaders in comparison to since the dawn, since humanity has been created. There has been a lack of leaders. All you have to do is just look at politics and see the type of leaders humanity has, and you see their motivation, the heart of being leaders is rotten and wicked, and any consequences of that thereof is a policy to implement. So it's better to have a leader who has desire to serve others than a leader that's in it for money, for fame, for status. A leader that puts others above themselves is the greatest type of leader, which I refer to as a servant leader. I mean, a leader that wants to serve others, that has desire to serve, has desire to help, and they would get upset if they're unable to do so. So they'd be more upset. That's the type of leader I desire to be, is one that desires to serve others, to make people grow, and that's my desire. And if they seek to be a leader, then I'll give them advice on that, but first importantly, you have to sort out yourself first, because you can't expect to lead others if you're only able to lead yourself, which means that you have time, energy, resources, and if you're not able to manage your own time, energy and resources, you're no way able then to be able to help others with their time, energy and resources. It's like, why would someone trust you with their time, energy, resources when you yourself are very off at your own management of your own time, energy, resources? It doesn't make any logical sense. So if you're not able to lead yourself, then you can't expect to lead others. And that goes same with relationship. If your man desire to be the head of your household, if you don't have your own thing in order, you can't expect them to be able to help others then, because you can't, it doesn't make any sense. So, and the most intelligent women on this planet, ever since humanity was created, they can see a man that's good at leadership, and they put the trust in that man to be consistent. To me, they're the most intelligent of women, women that nurture and put the investment in a man that's willing to lead them in a way that brings peace, joy and contentment to all those around them. Then sadly what happens is that many women pick men that are terrible at leadership, or they have no desire to be leaders. So when a crisis happens, then it'd be all on the women to play that role, and that is very crushing, and it drains you. There's a consequence of being a leader. One, you're going to have a lessened lifespan, because you're dealing with more stress, you're dealing with more situations. It involves like a strong-willed individual to be a leader, and the accountability and consequences of it and accountability is something that most people avoid. So yeah, I do hope this video maybe helped you, and I plan to do more series in the future on leadership.